Aquarius, February 2023. Hello, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, cross-watching, whatever, you're all welcome. Okay, Aquarius, I'm starting to love doing your readings actually, because something is going on with you and it has been for about the last 6 months, okay? Let me know in the comments section if you already know what's going on with you and you want to share it. Drop it in the comments section. Let me know your Sun, Moon, your Rising. Always want to hear what's going on. Okay, shall we have a look at the energies? I'm going to take just a couple of cards and we're going to see what energies we're bringing into February. Now, of course, for many of you, it's your birthday season. Ho-ho. Where did ho-ho come from? That's like some Christmas throwback. Woohoo, that was supposed to be. It just is what it is. Okay, cripes. Let's have a couple of cards for your energy, please. You're like, yes, Gemma, for the love of God. For the love, ooh, okay. That shut me up, right. 8 of Cups. Straight off the bat, things are going to be interesting, okay? They already have been, and a lot of you are figuring this out. There's something about, what am I keeping here? And what do I need to move away from? Now, we've got this little eclipse sign at the top here. And, I mean, this is quite a kind of raggedy card, isn't it? You imagine this, I always think it's about, you know, it's like a sort of walk of shame. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. I mean, that's, maybe they just lobbed on someone's oversized jumper there. We've all been there, haven't we? Anywho, okay, and a pair of like, I mean, they're matching the wellies. They've got a look. They're teaming it up, aren't they? But all the same, it's cold and the rocks are raggedy and it's a difficult journey, this one. The 8 Cups are in the foreground of the card. So 8s in tarot. Sorry, I've still got my pajama bottoms on. In fact, you look at this, look at that. It's like checks here and stripes there. I look like a kind of CITV children's presenter. No shame, Aquarius. None of us should have any shame. Okay, the 8s in tarot are momentum and movement and kind of forward motion. And I like them. 8 as a number feels good. I don't know if you have that feeling about some numbers. Probably you do, because you're an Aquarius and you're ruled by Uranus, and that's all quite eccentric, like us Pisceans. I've got my Venus in Aquarius, and I like it. 8s feel good. They feel quite warm and fuzzy. They feel like something's happening. But in the 8 of Cups, what's happening is something that you love is here in the foreground in your mind. And it's important, and it's ruling and governing your actions. And this is the energy we bring into February. But we have Saturn in Pisces is the aspect of this card. Saturn is the planet of discipline and doing the right thing. Eating your greens, doing your burpees and your sit-ups, drinking your water, flossing your teeth. All those things are Saturn, okay? Pisces, of which I'm one, slovenly buggers, the lot of us, you know, we can't be asked, we mismatch our outfit. I've worn this jumper 2 days in a row. My house is a tip. You know, it actually looks like it's been burgled. So think about the energy of a planet like Saturn wagging its finger to a slob like Pisces like me. It's telling you to get your house in order emotionally. And because it's an 8, it's telling you to do that through a movement. Now, if we look at the movement from our walk of shame person here, it's away from the cups. Away from the cups. Talk to the hand. And we've got this eclipse sign. So look back to the eclipses for 2022 for clues as to where this energy has come from. Also look to the Mercury retrogrades. Look around October. I can't remember the dates, obviously, but around October 2022, there was an eclipse. So I keep looking because I've got a 2022 diary, which of course I put somewhere I can't find. Must read that out because it's still important. Around that time there was an eclipse. And then we went into Scorpio season. Much happened emotionally, much was mined from the sewer of Scorpio season. And we bring this now because we've had Mercury retrograde. It kind of went direct on the 18th of January, and then we had a gorgeous new moon in your sign, 21st, something like that. And the energy that's kind of floating around is this energy of cleansing and renewal, and it's time. And for you, Aquarius, I remember there's been a lot of videos I did in the last few months about you need to know this thing, you need to find this out, this thing needs to find you, this information needs to find you, you find out what you need to know, that kind of energy. And I feel like that was quite air driven, it was quite knowledge driven, but this is quite heart driven energy. So something about this Eight of Cups strikes you, and it would do because you're in your season. You're in your birthday season, you're in your solar return. And this gives you a notion of fullness and knowledge. And the other card that you get to go with it is the Page of Wands. Now, the Page of Wands has that fire sign, instinctual nature. That feeling of, you know, get up and go, and I've got to do this, and I'm doing it anyway, and here we go, and woohoo, and or ho ho, and let's go. And it's a certain recklessness, but I don't feel like it's reckless. I feel like it's instinctive, and I feel like it's coming in for you. And for some of you, you may be dealing with a fire sign here. Not many of you, maybe someone a bit younger than you. For others of you, we've got a full moon in Leo around the 5th of February, which is your opposite sign. So it's really powerful. You've got the sun in your sign, you've got the moon in your opposite sign. Things can happen. So you may, and this has come up for a lot of signs, it came up a lot in January. You may decide to distance yourself from certain people, from certain situations. You know, obviously your month, your birthday month, it starts 20th of January-ish. My dates are never spot on. It's a bit like not measuring ingredients, which weirdly I do. I do measure ingredients, but anyway, that's another story. Your birthday month starts around January 20th, I think, something like that, doesn't it? And you're hot on the heels of New Year's resolutions. But this is where the resolutions kind of stop and the real stuff begins. And it's going to strike you pretty quickly what direction you want to go in about this. Oof, throat tea. Yogi throat tea. It's quite good actually. I was saying the other day, I sometimes, because you can see how I've got the bag thing there, sometimes like take a swig out of it and the tea bag bops you on the nose. I know, it's like a wet cat's nose or wet dog waking you up in the morning. Anywho, that's enough about my walk of shame. Let's take some more cards. Let's unpack. Let's itch my nose. Let's unpack. Maybe pause it, pause the video and go and get yourself. Pause the video and go. I cannot speak at the moment. Go and get yourself a cup of tea. Okay. Or coffee. Or whatever beverage takes your fancy. Oh my God. Okay. Or maybe something stronger. As the actress said to the bishop, it's going to be a big one. Okay. It's going to be a big one, Aquarius. Cripes. We'll have a look at these cards as a whole in a minute with my other camera. We'll face down. We'll face... Oh my God. Okay. Christ. Okay. Let's do that now because I think you need to see this. Suddenly outside it's like wind and rain and swirls and all sorts. Look at those bad boys. Look at this. Right. Hanged Man energy in the middle and the Lover's energy and the Ten of Swords. Even if we just left it like this, and we just had these 5 cards. This is, you know, never mind the tarot and all the meanings that I've learned and you've learned and all that stuff. Look at it just as a story. Can you see it as a story? It's like I suddenly wake up in the morning and I get the feeling that I need to leave something behind. There's somewhere I need to be. There's a move that I need to make. And then I don't. Because something happens, i.e. probably the tail end of Mercury retrograde or whatever it is. Something happens. So I reconsider, I think it over, I use my crown chakra, and I don't push it because I realise in my energy, and this is you by the way, I realise in my energy that I need to choose the moment. I need to align with the energy. I don't need to push it if it's not the right time to do it, whatever that move may be, okay? That Hanged Man card is really powerful. You know, when we make decisions to move forward with something, whether it's leaving someone, meeting someone, jumping on someone, taking a job, jumping on someone at work, you know, whatever, buying a car, buying a house, whatever it is. It very much, obviously it's good to do your research, and you are Aquarians, so you're mind orientated, you're air signs, you've got quite good hunches for these kinds of things rationally anyway. So your rational faculties are going to be in play. But the other thing that also needs to be in play is the magic, or what the feeling, or whatever you want to call it. The other part that, you know, makes it kind of fly. It's like the missing ingredient sometimes. So what the universe is asking you to do, and I think this is going to happen around mid-February for you. Of course, we've got Valentine's. Oh God, we've got Valentine's around that time, haven't we? Woof. Okay, we got Hanged Man energy around the mid-month. Don't act unless you feel. Okay, Saturn part will have your back when it comes to your moral compass, the parameters of the situation, all of that stuff. Okay, but don't act unless you feel, because feeling and action must be combined in this particular situation. For some of you, this is about a relationship, because obviously we're straight on to lovers, the lovers. But it could be any aspect of your life. It's a general reading, okay? This is a general reading. If this really resonates, when we get to the end of this, there is an extended reading. I do go into the love stuff a whole lot more there and do lots of channeling from your person and all that kind of stuff. But for the moment, let's just look at this. This is strong enough right now. Hanged Man energy. Don't make a move until you're sure. And that sureness does not come from your mind. It comes from like mind, body and soul combined. And that weird, I suppose we're going to call it intuition. I always think when I use the word intuition, it's been tea-toweled, hasn't it? It's like it's on every mug and tea towel. But of course, it's what keeps us alive. So only make your move in this situation when you feel the force, okay? I'm like Baby Yoda. Feel the force, okay? Then we get to the lovers. Now, the lovers. I love the lovers. I love all of the cards like this. I like the Two of Cups. I like the lovers. I like the devil, because the devil is like the shadow lovers. Let's have a look at this card. It's an interesting card, isn't it? We've got two people. It's a bit Adam and Evie. It's a bit old-fashioned as well, because this tarot deck, is, I can't remember when it was put out, at least 100 years, I think, or something like that. So either way, we've got man and a woman, Adam and Evie type jobs. We've got the angel in the background, kind of blessing it, overseeing it, that kind of stuff. And that's all very well and good, but oh God, my camera. What really interests me, folks, look at the tree behind the woman. And those of you that watch my dailies, and if you don't, you should. You can find them. They'll be on my channel. I come out every day with something, you know, sometimes looking like this with my mismatched clothes on, sometimes looking quite glam. It's very random. But anyway, look, we've got the tree at the back. What's wrapped around that tree? First of all, there's a snake. And secondly, what I talk about on my dailies is there's fruit. I think it's an apple tree. Now, anyone with the most basic of knowledge will know, women and apples, we don't have a good history, okay? I don't think we wrote that history, but that's another story. Let's just say low-hanging fruit, fruit of any kind, women and love, we all know. And then you throw a snake in the mix. I know, it sounds like a really bad porno, doesn't it? Oh, Gemma. Okay, so look, the Lovers, of course, is a card to do with a relationship. It's nearly always, if not always, if I'm just going to be more daring, about a choice. It used to be called the Choice as a card. And I'm getting a bit more into it. I want to see those apples. It's about a sacrifice of sorts. You have to make a choice about something or someone or both in February. At times, you're going to feel very invigorated about it. Page of Wands. At times, you're going to want to throw in the towel. Eight of Cups. Look back to October or to the Mercury retrogrades or to the previous, eclipses. Also, we have an eclipse coming up on about the 20th of April this year. So look forward as well in that energy. Look back and look forwards. I know you're Aquarian, you can do it. And then this decision, it makes a sacrifice of sorts. These kinds of decisions, they always do. It's not actually an easy run, this. It's not an easy decision to make. And I think that we can see that and we can feel it. I'm just going to open this curtain to get more light. I've got this sort of demonic weather system going on at the moment. This is not an easy decision to make because there are consequences, as there are to any decision. And also you're still leaving something behind when you make this decision, because the Eight of Cups, whatever happens, you leave something behind. Always. And I don't use that often with tarot cards. You know, like it's always this or it's always that, but it is. You're always leaving, and I defy anyone to argue with this, you're always leaving something behind with the Eight of Cups. It's a bit like the Death card. It's like the minor arcana version of the Death card. There's no choice in it. It's a change, you know, it's happening. Okay, 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords, it's an interesting card. It's catharsis, obviously. And we've got our soldier here, and I always tell this story, but when I was learning the tarot, or when I was kind of getting better at the tarot, I think, it's in my 20s. I had this book that I don't know if I've still got it. I hope I have. Because do you know what? I'm looking over at my bookshelf, which is probably no help at all because it's completely disorganised. It was really good. And I used to carry it around, do readings with the book as well. I know, I had no shame. And it said in it, a soldier lies on his front or something like that, with 10 swords in his back. And he is very dead. I remember saying this and I'd be like sat there with my friends and everybody would like parrot that part. Everyone would be going, he is very dead, like this. He's very dead. And then we would all, with the coffee and the cigarettes and all the things you do in your 20s, you know, everyone would go, but dawn breaks over the horizon. Hurrah. So look, it's true. Dawn breaks over the horizon. The next day comes. The consequences bear out. You are an air sign, so you can bear this easier than most, but there are some consequences to the decision that you make, but there's also an upside to this. When you get the 10 of Swords, it's the end of a painful system. It's the end of a painful cycle. And it's new energy with the Ace of Swords coming. So whatever you distance yourself from, and this could be that there are aspects of a relationship you don't want. It can be that you literally walk away from a relationship. It can be that you are in a toxic work situation and you either leave or you make big plans to leave when you can afford it, you know, and you've lined something else up. Again, whatever it is in any of these, Hanged Man is your talisman, and it's normally a Pisces card, it's Neptune. But not today. Hanged Man is your talisman today. And it's your energy for waiting until the right moment. And timing is very underestimated, I think, in our society because, I don't know, we used to be into our timing because we didn't have as much devices, I suppose, that recorded it for us. You know, now we can document everything. So your own innate sort of emotional sundial here is very important. And that's channeled for you as well. Yes. I want to take a couple of clarifiers. I'm just trying to think what deck I want to use because I'm feeling I'm feeling Brian and Wendy Fruity. Or Frine and Bendy Rudy, as I like to say on the dailies. See, you've got to join us for the dailies. These spoonerisms could be yours over your morning coffee. Oh, believe it or not, I actually don't drink caffeine. Imagine, well, I do occasionally, my God, you know, I'm buzzing like a fridge. Okay, let's take one for the Eight of Cups. Torf, toof, oof, woof, torf, and all of the other oofs. Cripes. I love this card. The Shapeshifter. Toof. I know, I can't help making the noise. Shapeshifting to me is fascinating. It's more associated with Mercury. I'm not sure, is Mercury one of you? I know Uranus is your ruler, but do you have Mercury as a ruler as well? I don't know, and I don't know if I've got my little book of horoscopes here either. Let me know in the comments section. But either way, because you're air sign, you have mercurial tendencies anyway. So shape-shifting can mean many things. Literal shape-shifting in some cases, which is weird and a bit magical and a bit astral travel-y. But also morphing or pinning down what somebody is into, what they're like, who they are, if they're authentic, how they show up. Some of you might be dealing with a situation that you cannot quite identify here. You don't know if it's genuine or not. You don't know if they are genuine or not. It's very interesting energy with this shape-shifting energy. Now, to get it for the Eight of Cups means that anything that is not authentic, you will distance yourself from. Almost whether you like it or not, you will distance yourself from it. You will make a choice not to be in shape-shifting energy. Now, you may have also found yourself shape-shifting around a situation. Maybe trying to people please, maybe trying to tailor yourself. Whatever it is, that's not going to be your energy. Oof. For the Hanged Man, I get the boy. Now, remember we had the Page of Wands, which is also a young person energy. Some of you might be dealing with someone whose emotional maturity is in question. You're not sure. Some of you as well, this might have to do with like a teenager or something like that involved in the situation. Let me get one more. I can't, what, that's a side one. There we go. Oh, goosey bumps. Why have I got goosey bumps? Oh, nice. Now the Lovers as well. We get the Smith. Okay. The Shapeshifter is about energy and things that change constantly. The Boy, to an extent, is that immaturity, but also that wisdom of being young that we get for the Hanged Man. And you may be trying to access, this sounds so the child in you, but you're calling up the child in you to make a decision about something, because the child in you could make decisions on gut reaction a lot better than when the adult got involved, okay? And then for the Lovers, we get the Smith. And the Smith is this great, I love this chap. He's like Hephaestus in the Greek pantheon of the gods. And both of them were the they call it ironmongers, the ones that have a forge and they make all like he's hammering metal here. So they make all the furniture for the Greek gods, Hephaestus did. And this guy does it in the forest, in the magic fairyland. And the Smith is somebody who hammers out promises. You can rely on it. It's reliable. This is the decision, and this is what comes to light. And this is probably what you've been needing to know in all those videos where I've been saying you need to know this. It's almost like it hones into view. It's almost like you have a camera and you're focusing, and at last we see what we need to see. Okay? Very mysterious, but also won't be once you see it. Please leave me a comment about this. In the extended reading, poof, we're going to go rogue, we're going to go off-road, we're going to go weird. We're going to dig into that Shapeshifter, we're going to dig into the Eight of Cups. I'm going to use a different tarot deck as well and take some cards on the other side of the situation about your person. How do they feel? What's going on? What do we need to know? Can we know anything more? What's the best way to move forward? That will be in the description box. Everything's in the description box. Woof. Never ending story. See, this is what the energy is, and I can't help but get that Limahl song in my head. And I know it was in Stranger Things as well, wasn't it? Okay. This is the energy of what you're ending. You've been in this never-ending story energy. You're now in the Lover's energy. You're now making a decision, shifting the shape of this whole situation, and essentially dawn breaking over the horizon here. It's a big change, okay? It's inevitable. It's going to happen. It's already out there. You're just coming into focus and discovering it. Whew! I'm going to refresh my cup of tea, having a stretch, and I'm going to go do the extended right now. Thank you for being here, everybody. I love it. Namaste.